This is Cap Smokes. This is the first video I'm ever gonna make. This is really just like an introduction video. One of the first few things I want to cover is just like the smoking basics, like what you smoke out of, what exactly they do, what the functions are, like what the purpose is for, things like that. I just want to start off really as basic as I can think, other than like a joint or a blunt. I wanted to start off with the most basic bong you're gonna find on the market. Just a straight tube bong, nothing to it. It's a little dirty, but as you can see, if you take the stem out, it's literally just a straight tube of glass. There's nothing in there, obviously, except some resin. But besides that, I wanted to bring this one up first because it's like the most basic bong. There are no percolators in it, so what they do is they sell the stem in there. It's a special type of stem. It's a percolated stem. It's really only meant for bongs that don't already have a perk in it. And what I mean by a percolated stem is that if you see right here on the end, get it to focus. If you can see right here on the end, it has those little slits, and that allows for airflow. And what the airflow does in the water out of these little slits is it creates a little bubble going out of each and every individual tube. So that means every time you hit it, because it has 3 slits on each side, you'd be getting at least 6 bubbles. But probably more than that, just because of the way water works and the way that the bong is going to chop it up. You could even be moving it a little bit, shaking it around. It's going to chop up the water. Going a little more in depth now, this is what's known as a revolver bong, I believe. I've had this for a couple of years. It's also just kind of dirty. I don't really clean my pieces too much. I'm in the middle of doing that right now. But you can't see it too well because of the water. But if you see that little thing in there, that is a percolator. And so what that does is, like I was saying, with the stem, it just chops up the water. It allows for more airflow through it, and while it chops up the water, or the whole purpose of it actually, I keep saying chop up the water. It's to make bubbles, and the more bubbles you have, the more THC, just pure THC, you're going to be hitting through the bong, because the water acts as a natural filter, and it only allows for like THC and micromolecules like that to get through it. And another thing that I like about this bong specifically, besides the perk that it has, it's a really good perk. I believe it is a tree perk. The first one is just a standard stem percolator. This is a tree percolator. I'll get into more in depth in a couple of those. But another reason why I specifically like that bong that I just showed you, this revolver bong, is because if you see here in these chambers, this part right here allows for smoke to go through it, and then when it goes through, it circles throughout, and then it goes up, and it circles throughout, and it goes up, and it circles through, and it goes up here, and one more time it circles right here, and then it goes in, it circles, it comes up, and then it comes out of the top. And what's so good about that is that it just, whenever the smoke moves like that, it just keeps getting smoother and smoother, because as you can tell, with all this resin on the sides and everything on the entirety of the bong, whenever it moves like that, even glass can catch the microparticles that the water can't. So just honestly, the more movement in the bong of the smoke, the better the hit is going to be, the more smooth, the better it's going to taste, just things like that. So this next piece that I'm going to be getting into is a little bit more complicated, I guess. It's going to be a little bit more expensive than a couple other pieces, or than the other pieces that I showed you, I suppose. But it's about 12 inches long, and as you can see here, it has 3 different chambers, so it allows for 3 different percolators in it. And I like to call them wet percolators, because you'll see bongs with different chambers in them, and I'll even show you one here in a second, that have these different chambers and percolators, but they don't allow for water to stay in them, so it just chops up the dry smoke, similar to how this revolver bong does in the sides. It just chops it up, and it really just allows the smoke, like I was saying, to move around for just a smoother, fresher, cleaner hit. And with this one, I like these more than the dry perks, because with every one that you have, as you can see, you can kind of see it, Looks a little better in the middle than the top, just because the top is more dirty. It's harder to clean for some reason, but it allows for more filtration. So whenever you have the 3 wet perks, I believe it causes a smoother, fresher hit, but that's really just like personal opinion. So this next piece that I'm going to be getting into is by far my biggest piece. Honestly, it's my least favorite because you'll see the more you smoke. I'm sure a lot of the people that are avid smokers will agree with this. The bigger the bong is, the more airflow, so the less smoke that you're getting, because there's just that much more air compared to smoke. And with this bong, it's about 24 inches, I believe, so it's about 2 feet long. And this was the one I was talking about, with the 2 dry perks and a wet perk. As you can see here, it has a Swiss perk. Oh yeah, and on that other bong, on this bong, I'm sorry, this has the tree perk, not the revolver bong. This is also a tree perk, right there. And this one I haven't been able to find out what it is. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's just like a standard stem perk because it doesn't come with a stem, and it has a very weird base right here. I'm not sure if you can see it too well. It's very weird, but honestly, it hits very nice. But it's just the bigger the bong gets, the worse the airflow is, because there's just that much more airflow than smoke, and typically you're not going to be able to get the entire hit in one hit, and if you do, it tastes bad. And you just run out of air, so your lungs hurt. Like it's like taking the biggest, deepest breath you can, just literally for no reason. And this is one of my favorite bongs, actually. I smoke out of this one probably the most often, just because it's the most accessible. It's about 4 inches long, 5 inches long. Not the biggest, but definitely packs a punch. Like I was saying about the big bongs, you get more air, so you get less smoke. So that's the complete opposite with the smaller bongs. You get more smoke and less air, so they just hit way harder. This is one of the only bongs I've ever hit where I can't snap a full bowl off of it. And they're not very big bowls either. It's a regular size bowl. Just about, oh yeah, this was supposed to be clear, by the way. I don't clean any of my pieces. I need to start. But, it's about 0.3, which is about the average weight you're fitting in the average standard bowl for a 14 millimeter at least. And this is the only bong I have really that I can't snap a bowl off of it, just because it's only smoke. Every time I hit it, it produces a milkshake, which is just when the smoke is so dense, it starts turning yellow, like a dark yellowish, greenish, brownish type of color. The next thing I want to talk about is not weed, the flower that you would smoke out of a bong, concentrate that you smoke out of a rig, which honestly you can use the term bong and rig colloquially. You can switch them out interchangeably. It doesn't matter. The only thing that determines the two really is what you have on there, and I'll show you the difference right now between what goes on a bong and a rig. So as I just showed you, this is a bowl piece, just your standard 14 millimeter run-of-the-mill average bowl piece, 0.3 in there, and this is a banger. This is what you put wax in. It fits in the bong or rig, whatever you want to call it, the same way a bowl would. All you do is you literally just put it in there, and it doesn't come with, you should buy one if you're going to take dabs. It makes it a lot easier, makes them a lot better, makes them hit harder, makes you waste less, all that jazz. It comes with a carb cap, and a carb cap is called that because it has a carb hole, or it has a hole for airflow. I'm sorry about that. And all that it really does is allow for you to bring in airflow while you're hitting it, and it doesn't let the smoke go out. And like you just put it on top after you heat it up, and you start hitting it, and you plug up the hole, You start spinning it around. You could take it off, whatever you want to do. You could just you could do like this. Like, it's, again, personal preference, really. But just make sure to get a carb cap. I've seen a lot of people take dabs that don't have them. A lot of people just buy bangers and a pick because they think that's how to take a dab. You need a carb cap. It's going to work a lot better. While we're on the subject of dabs and bangers, bowls, bongs, and rigs, and all that, I would like to bring up the term female and male, because you might hear this term quite often when it comes to smoking, especially among avid smokers, and that's because different pieces fit different things. Not just like a banger fits a rig or a bowl fits a bong. No, like, you have a bowl piece that has this bottom right here. Remember, it's standard 14 millimeter. It's a male piece because this, imagine it's a wiener. It is a male. It goes inside the hole. This banger is female. It's a bell bottom female banger. 14 millimeter, again, standard. As you can see, it slides in there perfectly. It fits. It's 14 millimeter. These pieces, to hit them, typically, unless you have the only male pieces I've seen, like a bong or a rig, are rigs. I've never seen a male bong, but that's just me. There might be some. That would be really cool, honestly. The best rig I've ever hit was a male rig, and that's what this banger came from, actually. It might have been a set, but unfortunately the rig broke, so I can't even show you. But it comes with these adapter pieces. If you just have a regular bong or regular rig, whatever you want to call it, it comes with these adapter pieces. And what you do is you find obviously you find the side that fits it. So you would need, for this, it's a 14 to 18 millimeter. So that means that this piece right here is 14 and it hooks into an 18 millimeter piece. So that means, again, that this piece right here, because it's a standard 14 millimeter bong, it can only hold 14 millimeter pieces. So that means that I would need, even with this one right here, as you can see, or I'm not sure if you can see it too well, just, it's very small, 14 millimeter, very standard, very common. You would need to put it in something like this, and it didn't come with a stem. It's meant to be used like this. You literally just toss it in there and then you start hitting it. And this one I lost the carb cap for. This is just a special piece for the set. It doesn't even fit in here, as you can see. It just doesn't fit. It's not supposed to. And the very next piece I want to talk about is it's another way to smoke concentrates. A lot simpler, a lot easier, a lot more accessible. My personal favorite is a nectar collector, and this isn't like your average nectar collector. I mean, you can get it at like really any smoke shop, but most nectar collectors aren't going to look like this. They're not going to be this big. They're not going to be this fat. This is just a really big one. I use it a lot just because of how big it is. I like it the way it hits. I like the way it hurts my lungs, to be honest. But you'll hear these used by a lot of different terms, called by a lot of different terms, sorry. It'll be a nail, honestly, that's the only other one. I don't know why I said a lot, but I really only hear nail or nectar collector. But all you'd really do with this is you would take your torch, similar to how you would take your banger, and you would just heat up the end of it. This metal part right here starts to turn red after a little bit, and then you would just take your little jar of concentrate and you just start tapping it up against there. You don't want to just press it up in there, because this is going to be like 400 or 500 degrees. You're going to be burning and wasting a lot of wax. You're going to see the smoke come off, and sometimes it even stays up in here. So the next time you heat it up and you go to put it down like this, the wax will spill out. It could splash on you. It could give you third-degree burns. Trust me, it's happened to me. It fucking hurts. This is also a nectar collector. I would just like to show you the difference between some of the pieces. So this nectar collector is broken apart. into a couple different pieces. It has an end for that you put the nail into, and it has an end that you would put like the back end that you hit it out of. And it comes with a pretty cool looking nail or tip, whatever you want to call it. It slides in like that. And with a nectar collector like this, especially if it has a glass tip, you always want to try to get one of these clip pieces, just because it's so easy to take it out. And especially when it gets heated up, if it's only stuck together by wax, which my other nectar collector is, it just slides right out once it's at 500 degrees. It's crazy. And all you do with these, you'll see that it has two different parts, one smaller than the other one. You want to put this small part facing the top always. And you like this is what I mean by the top. Always have it face the piece you just put in facing up. That is now the top. So now you just slide the clip onto there like so. It's kind of hard to see. Just press it in. It's a little scary, especially with the glass pieces, but it's quartz, not glass, so it's not gonna break, I promise you. And so for the back piece with a nectar collector like this, like I was saying, it's gonna be the exact same thing. You just want to put it in there. And now again, face the side that you just put in upwards. And like I was saying with the glass pieces, I would recommend getting clips just so you can keep the pieces in place, because if you see this, you just tip it over. Oh, I didn't do it that time, but no effort, it just falls out. So I just wouldn't recommend, and it's very loose in there as well. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's very loose. And again, it's the same thing, and it should all be quartz if you're going to a good smoke shop. Just clip it on, press it as hard as you can until it clips on, and it should be on. And now it doesn't come off, neither of the pieces do. And again, this isn't glass, this is quartz. This is not, it looks very frail, delicate, thin, but it's not. It's quartz. It's a very durable substance. And just going more in depth on the percolators, because I did get a couple of them wrong. That was my first take. On this revolver bong right here, I do apologize again. This isn't a tree perk. This is, I believe, a shower head perk. I'm not sure if you can see it too well. It looks like a little UFO disc, and it has slits around like pretty much every 2 millimeters or something like that. You can probably see it a little easier on this bong. It's the same exact perk. But beyond that, like I was saying, this one has 3 different tree perks, and the tree perks always have a lot of different percolators on them, like per section. And with this behemoth, we have the tree perk, like I was talking about, the Swiss perk, which honestly is probably the best perk that you can get in a bong, for my personal opinion. It chops smoke up the best, especially for a dry perk. It'll typically have a wet perk under it, and then it'll be a Swiss perk like it is right here. The Swiss perk is the best for chopping up the dry smoke, making it circle and things like that. And then this one down here, I believe it looks weird, but sorry, I think it's a coil percolator. I could be wrong though. Again, this is the only bong I've seen with a perk like this. I even went to the Chill Glass website. I know this is an off-brand bong. They tried to upsell me. It was about $200 or $300. Can't find this on Chill Glass anywhere. It might have been handmade. I doubt it though. And also, as you can see on this bong, it has these indents on it. It has 3 different sets of 3 indents. And as you can see, oh, okay, yeah, I do, okay. And as you can see on this bong, it has one as well, but it only has 1 set. That is what's known as an ice catcher. So what you would do is you would take a bong that has these little indents in them, right there, and you would just really fill it with as much ice as you want. A lot of people say fill it with as much ice as you can. But if you have the ice all the way up to here, it's always touching your lips. It's just cold. It doesn't feel good. And it'll catch onto the ice, so the ice might even stick to your lips. Just, I don't like it after taking a rip. And the whole point of it really is just, again, to make it smoother, make it taste better, make it more fresh, make it less harsh. Um, I don't really like doing it too much because I don't really care about the harshness of it. But if that's something that you don't like in a bong, you're like, oh, this bong hits me too hard. It hits my lungs. It hits my throat. Put a couple ice cubes in there. Maybe even cool the water down. You'll be fine. And if you start to notice that it's getting too harsh and it is extremely cold, but you look at it, you're like, oh damn, it's a little dirty. Like I was saying earlier, water acts as a filter for THC and the microparticles, but that only lasts for a couple of hits, especially if you're using good weed or even good wax. Like if you're taking dabs, like it's very easy for the water to become not filterable anymore. And that just about wraps it up for the bongs and rigs. And again, like I was saying, this is just an introduction video. I just wanted to get it started. I should be having a friend join me here soon to help me make these videos. We're going to be going in depth more about more things, more questions, just really everything we can think of, and then some. But that's really it for this one. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one.